Hello, women. This is Lada, the founder of Radiating Sanctuary. Welcome. Today, I would like to talk more about the season of winter and the energy of winter. So, what happens on the winter solstice is that the Christ light is being born, it's coming to Earth, it comes to the center of the planet. And that's why we call the winter solstice a deep rebirth, right? We're dying and we're being reborn into the Christ light. The Christ light has nothing to do with religion, and it has nothing to do with gender. It's a gold energy that comes through us. It came through Jesus, it came through Mary's, it came through many people throughout history, and it comes through all of us. The more conscious we are, the more of that Christ light we can actually bring in. And full awareness, full awakening is sometimes called Christ consciousness, which means you become fully aware of your space. Again, nothing to do with religion or gender. This happens to men and women. We're all children of God, Goddess, Source, Universe, however you want to call the source of creation. I'm starting to call it more source. And then from the source becomes the yin and yang, the feminine and masculine, and they are both equal and equally important part of creation. One of them is thought and intention, and the other one is the form, the material. So we need both for this existence. They're equally important. So on the winter solstice, the Christ light gets to the center of the earth, and then it takes up to spring to start coming back and start nurturing the earth below us. And in the spring, that energy comes into the trees, it comes to our bodies. We start seeing things growing and blooming. We have more energy, often get kind of more horny. We want to be more social. We want to spend more time outside. And that is because that energy is accessible. So after winter solstice, there's Christmas. And the Christmas used to be here to celebrate the birth of the Christ light in us. So it's the time of rest and celebration. And then comes season of winter. And winter is for us to really integrate, to rest. Notice there is, depending on where you are. So now I'm talking to winter in Northern Hemisphere, okay? When you look, nothing is blooming, and definitely nothing is producing. Nature needs its rest. It has its cycles. And autumn and winter are what I call yin seasons. And I've learned later that Chinese medicine actually calls them too. So you don't really need to study anything. When you connect to yourself, you start remembering. When you reconnect to earth and to your spirit, you will know, you will remember all that information is in us. And the yin seasons in autumn, the leaves fall down and the nature kind of really goes to sleep. And then in winter, it's still sleeping and it's slowly, slowly starting to wake up until spring. And in spring, you can really see it and it becomes very physical. The golden energy in everything. Everything starts blooming, birds start singing more and all that. And so winter is really meant for us to rest more, to sleep more, to go within, into our roots, into our resources, and tapping into them. We're still releasing, we're still letting go and sorting out through what we want to invest energy in when spring comes and when the energy is actually accessible. And that's why a lot of people feel depression. They are getting sick at this time of the year. And they feel this inner conflict and often invalidation. Like, what's wrong with me? I should be running out of the gates. It's the 1st of January. I should have it all figured out. This is not the time to have anything figured out. The energy of the new year is not going to be birthed until the mid of February. And again, if you're kind of following also the lunar calendar, that was something I learned way later. But I remembered first, and then I started learning that they are actually philosophies that are teaching to this, that are still connected to nature. So that energy is only born in the mid-February. So we're really still deeply into the energy of the old year. And that's why your body doesn't want to create. That's why your body doesn't want to plan. That's why you don't feel like you want to see a lot of people. Maybe you might want to meditate more, read more, just finding more of those inner resources. And that is natural. So if you feel that way, it means you're enough connected to your natural body. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. And the systematic programming is very purposely disconnecting as humans from our natural cycles and our natural bodies, and has been pushing machine like systems, machine-like attitude and approach to life. And that's why people are getting burnout. You feel passive aggressive. There's all that suppressed anger and frustration. It's because of it. And plus, now we're in year 2026. The energy of the new earth got grounded on earth around winter solstice. We are all shifting to multi-dimensional beings. And I'm not love and lighting this. I'm not waiting for to be rescued or anything. We have these physical bodies. They're not here to transcend. They are here to awaken within. They are part of the goddess. They're part of the feminine within us for women and for men as well. Their feminine is also awakening. And you know, when we're in this time and there is all this energy, all this noise that is trying to distract us, and just bring your attention here, bring your attention there. You should be planning. Your energy should be in the future. We can only create in present time. We cannot create or receive our mock-ups, our intentions in the past or in the future. We can only create in this moment, in this present time. And right now, the word is really, really loud. And again, I'm not love and lighting this or spiritualizing, spiritual bypassing. I truly see that we live in duality. We're here to learn and embrace duality, don't fight it. And on one side of the duality will be, I'm going to be a sponge. I want to know all the information from all around the world, because I believe and I was trained that my only worth is intellect and the information that I'm gathering. And then these people become these sponges of rage because they just sponged it all out and their nervous system isn't ready, and it wasn't created for us to know all this information. And then on the other side of that dichotomy is ignorance. I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna pretend like it's not there, so it's gonna disappear. And I believe we can see on earth where ignorance got us. But life actually happens between. And somewhere around here, somewhere around center, is neutrality. And neutrality is not ignorance. Neutrality is not spiritual bypassing. It's the ability to observe and make a choice that's based in your truth, that's really rooted in who you are. So it's observing, not absorbing. Not absorbing, but it also doesn't mean, well, I'm not just going to sit here doing this and I'm not going to act and I'm going to hope for the best, right? That would be more on the side of the ignorance. And I usually don't talk much about kind of my story, but I would like to share a little bit. I was born in 1981 during communism in former Czechoslovakia. We were occupied by Russia. Before that, we were occupied by Germany. And I would like to tell you a little bit of history of my teeny tiny little country. Not many people know my history. So when Hitler decided to invade Europe, it was Germany, France, and England that got together and decided to give my country to Hitler. They gave a country to Hitler, not to start the war. In 3 days, Hitler invaded Poland, and that's how Second World War started. And this is not dwelling on the past, it's just understanding that if we ignore something, it's just not going to go away. And the history keeps repeating itself. And I see more and more division between people. I see more those whites and those blacks and those this and those women and versus men and rich versus poor. This is the energy of the old system. That's the word that's falling apart, that's based on what we call divide and conquer. If you want to divide something, if you want to conquer something, you need to divide it. You got to put people against each other, say that one race is better than another race, that this is better than that men are more important than women, right? That's what patriarchy is really. And there's all this division, and then division creates hate and fighting. And we forget that, first of all, we are human beings. Not all of us, not everybody who is on this earth is a human being. But many of us are earth souls. We keep coming back here, and we are here to explore humanity and love and alignment and being in our own truth. And so I would just encourage you, as we are in this time of winter, to really go deep and start dreaming not only what you want for yourself. Like, we live in such an individualized society, right? It's like me, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? That created a lot of ignorance and separation too. But also what we're dreaming into for the world, for the humanity. And for me, it is return to alignment with natural rhythms. And my Czech Intuitive Center is based like that. My Radiant in Sanctuary is based like that. We really work with the seasons of the earth and our bodies. We're not pushing things. It's more about exploring how we can support ourselves in different seasons and be validated in our physicality. And part of our physicality are our emotions. Our emotions are the language of our body to the soul. They're part of this existence. So something, again, to understand is that we create these bodies. Your body is part of your soul. It's not something to invalidate or get rid of or make it perfect based on some algorithm. This is about loving your body and loving it through different changes. It's aging, it's changing, it's gonna gain weight and it's gonna lose weight, and we're gonna have more wrinkles and our tits are getting more saggy. And that's just everything here to be embraced, not to avoid. And the more we can root again into our bodies and allow them to find back their natural rhythm, the more we're present. Because this body is always in present time. If you're ever in doubt where you are, because our thoughts, our energy, our spirit can be in the past or in the future or in the present. And we're being constantly trained since childhood to think about everything. So we often think about the next thing we're going to be doing or what just happened, the last conversation we had. So guess what? You're not in present time. You can't take a bus to a place called past. We can energetically, clairvoyantly visit it and clear energy. But why are we doing it? We're doing it to release that energy and bring it to our present time so we can have more of our creative energy. Excuse me. And there's no place as a future. It doesn't exist. So bring your energy, keep bringing your energy back into present time. Keep grounding your energy into your body. Start checking in what's happening within you. And I have this question a lot also in readings. I do many readings every week. And it's often, well, I don't want to hurt somebody. And what about them? What about them? What about them? What about them? And then they slowly starting realizing, whoa, I got so programmed into putting all my energy into the other person. And if you're a woman, there is this big thing about being a bride. We have so much wrapped up and we were so programmed into the archetype of being a bride. And You might not want to get married. Maybe you want to be a girlfriend. And whenever there's a man around, right, we're meant to put him on or put him on a pedestal and start worshiping him. And that really is patriarchy. So as we're going through these shifts and these changes, we all need to choose our affinity. What are you in affinity with? What energies are you in affinity with? And what energies you are in agreement with unconsciously because it's comfortable and it's convenient and something maybe other people are doing it. And, I had this recently happen with Spotify. I knew for quite a while that Spotify hasn't been paying their artists, but a lot of people use them. It was the first streaming service here in America I had, and so I was kind of sticking with it. It was comfortable, and I was lazy. And recently I started learning more information on top of the fact that they're really not paying their artists. They're starting to generate so much content through AI, and also the investments of the owner and CEO of Spotify that I'm just not in alignment with. And it really kicked my ass. It really kicked my ass. And I'm like, okay, this is the power I do have. My power is who I give my money to, what do I support, and also my power is to say no and create boundaries. Not from resistance or competition, but from knowing what my affinity and my truth is. And we talk a lot about speaking our truth. Like fifth chakra, very, very important. Speaking our truth is so important, expressing ourselves. But then how you really embody your truth is not only speaking it, by living it. So you got to take an action that's aligned with what you know, with what you're saying, and then you got to live it. And that's why we're attracted to people who live what they teach, because they live in integrity. And that's attractive, right? And often, if we're not in integrity, it's really hard for us to be around people in integrity because they're really showing us the shadow part of ourselves we don't want to look at. So it's something to consider. And I'm not here to tell anybody what to do or who you should support or not. But my teaching has been always about affinity and alignment and integrity. So be in integrity with what you know, what you believe, what's in your heart and your truth. We got to really live our truth to embody it and ground it. And something very magical happens when we do that. We start attracting people who do the same. And people who don't, they just step away. And that's okay. And this brings me to a topic of popularity. And this idea, being nice, being adaptable. Being nice is very easy. It's a learned behavior, doesn't cost anybody anything. It's very fake, by the way. And I've heard somebody, I will remember his name, sorry, he explained beautifully the difference between niceness and kindness. Trevor Noah. I love Trevor Noah. He said, niceness is like you see somebody and they have something on their face and you're just being nice and smiling at them. You don't say anything. You just let them walk around with something on their face all day. When you're kind, you're going to get out of your way and you're going to say, hey, there's something on your face. You're not being nice. You're being kind. You're being real. You actually take some action to the other person. And I was raised with kindness. That's just a virtue my grandfather gave me, and I'm so proud of it. And you might notice that kind people don't have that many friends because they're not being nice, they're not being convenient. They're not often being popular because they're truth tellers. But if shit goes down, everybody will knock on the kind person door because they know they're going to do something. They're in integrity with what they're saying. If they smile, it's a real smile. It's not a fake smile because it's convenient. So those are the things to maybe start also considering as we're going through this journey of 2026 and we're still in the shedding phase. The energy of the new year is more accessible in the mid-February, but really it comes through in spring. So take this time to meditate, spend time with yourself or people who are really in your frequency, where you don't need to explain yourself, defend yourself, and do those fake smiles to be understood. Choose people that have affinity with you. And that's really the energy of the new word is alignment and affinity. It's not pretense and fakeness and niceness. It's realness, people standing in their truth, cooperating as opposed to competing, saying things in each other's face as opposed to going around and saying shit behind each other's back, which is, by the way, very violent energetically. Um, so as we're moving into this, there's nothing light, love and light about it. Realness is not love and light. And Jesus was not a love and lighter. He was talking against the systems. He was talking against systems. He wasn't a popular person. There is this idea of a popular spiritual teacher that doesn't exist. A real person will always speak their truth, no matter if people are clapping or if they're booing. So that's how you can say that somebody is in their integrity. And as we're going through this, one really important tool is stay grounded and keep calling your energy around you. Um, so let's do a little meditation. Close your eyes and just feel into your body. And it might be kind of triggered, right? I spoke about things that can be pretty triggering. And accept them, just allow them in your body. Don't fight them, don't try to get rid of them. Embrace them. Oh, maybe I'm a bit triggered. Or maybe, oh, I really like what she's saying. This resonates, feels good. Maybe, what a bitch. You don't need to watch my content. I always make unsubscribe buttons very clear so everybody can leave at any time. Nobody keeps holding you here. Yeah, choose your affinity. Go with your alignment. But if you're still sitting here, just breathe and allow yourself to feel that energy in your body moving. We often avoid it. Like, there, you're triggered. You feel an emotion. You're upset. Well, what's your problem if I'm upset? That's you being triggered that I'm upset. There's no a problem with my upsetness. So allow yourself, if you're a bit upset, allow yourself to be upset. You don't need to run away from your feelings. And let's ground those bodies. And I would say amusement is one of the energies we really must cultivate. It's harder and harder to be amused, right? But we got to seek amusement. So when we're grounding today, our first chakra is based where our tailbone is. And our tailbone is where we used to have a tail. So let's connect our tailbone, the end of our tailbone, to the center of the planet with a tail. Just grow a tail. And it can be like a fluffy cat tail, or it can be dog tail, dinosaur tail. I love whale tails too, dolphin tails. And just see yourself grounded to the center of this earth, and she's a living being. We're living on the earth of the goddess. The teaching in schools that there is nature that's alive and nature that's not is bullshit. And now you breathe, and if there is any of that kind of triggerness, upsetness, like guilt, maybe, let it come out. Release it down that tail. Become even more present. Go even deeper with what's going on within you. And then grow also tail from each of your ovaries down to the center of the planet. Ground those ovaries, ground those puppies. This is the female space is sacred. And as women, we're incredibly powerful. We create another body. We have that potential. And that's why patriarchy made sure that we feel like shit. And our only worth is in pooping children and taking care of a man. Nothing can be further away from the truth. And I love men, but not men who are full of shit. And I love humans, but many humans I love from distance. And I would say one crisis we're facing in spirituality is the love and lighting, ignorance, spiritual bypassing, acting like certain things are not here within us and outside of us. So breathe and start releasing any pressure from your body. Let it go. And then we have aura around our bodies. And just imagine you want your aura around arm's length distance around your body. So it's more like an egg. And it's also behind you, not just in front of you. And it's also below you. So just imagine there is this egg around you. And you can spread your arms to kind of really get the feel, right? Let's bring it to the body. Let's not just be in spirit. Like, oh, I have this aura. And you can even feel it, that their energy shifts when you start calling it around you. And just with your intention, start calling your energy around your body in that arm's length distance from anywhere. If you're in social media, call it from social media, call it from any online word. More people now have their energy online than actually in their bodies. Call it from your family, your friends, from places you go to, from the past and the future. And see it with your eyes closed around your body, all that energy. And pick a color. Pick a color that excites you, make it bright, and make the outer edge of that aura that color. And own it. My space. My energy. And then connect that aura below you to that grounding, to that gorgeous tail you create, and make it like big and fat and real. So now you've grounded your whole energetical space. Now you have actual energetical boundaries. And as women, we're taught not to have any boundaries. Have you noticed that? We're trained to say yes, yes, and smile and be adaptable and nice our way through life. It's very toxic. Notice how that feels. And maybe a little bit like, what? I have this space, these boundaries, kind of weird. For some of you, if your aura is all over the place, this might feel almost restrictive because now you actually have a boundary. And for some of us, like in my case in the past, I was so sensitive to energy that I was always shrink my aura as a wetsuit. And so I had to learn it's okay to have my space and create clear boundaries. And let's fill that space. So create an image of a golden sun above your head. Gold is the highest vibration we can have in the body without being kicked out. If you use white, that's why you're so ungrounded, right? So there's nothing wrong with white if you know how to use it and how to ground. But if you're pumping white in your body constantly, it's going to be kicking you out. That's why you're so ungrounded. So you can create gold or any other color. Create a color. Color is vibration, and the future of healing is sound and color. Many of us have been using it our whole lives and know it's effective. The collective is awakening more and more to this. And make that sun, that ball of light or energy big. Like make it as big as the room you're sitting in. Doesn't have to be a small golden sun. Be indulgent. And then bring all that gold or any color you chose into your body. Let it come from the golden sun down and fill your head and shoulders. Let it go out to your arms, down and out, through your torso and back. Don't forget your butt crack. Go down, move it through your legs and down to your feet. Say hello to the cave between your legs and bring a lot of that juice there. It's sacred. And then let it come through your skin into your aura. And you have nice boundaries now. And you can look at it as a chalice, and you want to fill that chalice completely with your energy. And for me, that was one of my awarenesses many years ago, that for me, Holy Grail isn't something external. It is internal. It's a spiritual practice. And we need to be so filled with our energy that the cup overrunneth and the energy keeps running over. And that really is a holy grail when we're so rooted below and so connected above. And we're in the center as a human being with our heart open and overflowing. And that's a holy grail. We're all searching. And it has never been external, it's always been internal. So own that queendom. It is yours to take care of, and it is yours to create boundaries around your energy. Not from resistance, but from awareness, neutrality, and clarity. You can open your eyes. And I've also created a short video that I'm going to attach to this about why I chose to leave social media. For you who follow me on YouTube and you are signed up to my newsletter, nothing is going to change. For those of you who don't do it yet, it's actually going to make it easier. I created a subscription link where you can subscribe. And again, I make it really easy to unsubscribe. So if what I do stops resonating with you, don't waste your medicine by throwing energy. Just unsubscribe. You have the power. And I wish you beautiful winter days. We have a third part of the health series in February, so we're grounding it in the new energy. So those of you who are in the group, I can't wait to see you. And for those of you who are in the masterclass, we're just going through this incredible journey of female awakening, bringing our bodies with us. And we're really forging the path of honesty and realness and awakening in female body. And I'm so excited. And there will be more events and workshops coming up. You will hear about them. I'm so excited. And I would say we are all really creating our own reality. And in this year, it's going to be more and more visible. The polarization is getting more and more intense. So be aware what you're matching. Keep grounding, calling your energy back, and owning your space. Thank you. Have a great day.